As reports surfaced that Biden shared key details about the U.S.'s potential response to Russian aggression, but then the CCP turned around and shared the secret plans with Vladimir Putin. Joining me right now is former Pentagon Chief of Staff Kash Patel. Kash, good morning to you. Thanks very much for being here live from CPAC this morning. Your reaction to that scenario in terms of China turning around and sharing important classified info from the U.S. with Russia?
It is a colossal, good morning, Maria. It is a colossal failure of leadership, and it shows another distinction yet between the Biden administration and the Trump administration. The fact that the commander-in-chief wouldn't answer that question that no one is covering leads me to believe that he took classified intelligence, and the reporting is accurate now from multiple sources, and handed it over to our world's biggest enemy, U.S.'s biggest enemy, China. And then, of course, China was going to turn around and give it to Russia because Xi Jinping and Putin have paired up and teamed up against the United States of America. The fact that this commander-in-chief did not know that was going to happen is outrageous. But what is tantamount and disrupts American national security is that we're actually doing that. We, as the United States, are actually sharing classified information that jeopardizes Ukrainian national security interests, European national security interests, and Americans' lives. It's being shared with our enemy, who is sharing it with the next biggest enemy of America. It is just something that never happened under Trump, and the fact that it's happening under Biden needs to be fully investigated.
Well, we saw a similar situation in Afghanistan. Remember, they left the lists of people who they wanted to get out with the Taliban. I mean, tell us how you prioritized intelligence in the Trump administration. You were in the seat.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so when I was Deputy Director of National Intelligence, we basically come up with a program for Tier 1 initiatives. And Tier 1 initiatives include protecting against terrorism, bringing home hostages, our southern border, stemming the flow of narcotics, taking on Russia, China, and Iran. Those were Tier 1 operations for intelligence collections. And that's what we focused on. The difference here is this Department of Defense has been ordered to focus on climate change and the weather.
Unbelievable. Kash Patel, stay right there. I want to get your take on the cyber activity we're seeing right now. Stay with us. Welcome back. We have breaking news. We are hearing that now the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, has agreed to send a delegation to meet with Russia to talk about the way forward. All of this, as we understand, a cyber activity is ongoing. We are back with former Pentagon Chief of Staff Kash Patel. Kash, your reaction to potential talks, Zelensky agreeing to send a delegation, all as we understand a cyber activity program is in place.
Yeah, thanks, Maria. So look, we are always pleased when we can avoid conflict and war, and diplomatic negotiations can bring an end to civilian casualties and soldiers' casualties. My time in the Department of Defense taught me, if nothing else, preventing the loss of life is what diplomacy is all about, and it should always supplant war. When it comes to the cyber offensive operations, look, you and I both know, Maria, and I'm glad you're covering this, President Putin has always launched cyber offensive attacks against America, like he did in 2016 in the presidential campaign and onward. We know President Putin did not just launch cyber attacks against the world and America overnight. He planned that months ago when he was planning his invasion of the Ukraine. And the fact that our United States intelligence communities did not pick up on those cyber attacks and thwart them goes to show you and me and your audience what we were talking about at the top of the show here, that our intelligence community has not been prioritized to focus on the likes of Russia and China and Iran and protect American national security interests. And it wouldn't surprise me if President Putin is going after not just government agencies and departments, but our electrical grid network, which is at open when Russia prioritizes their interest against us.
Yeah, we all have to be prepared for this, change passwords, whatever it takes. Real quick, any